No, I was I was just looking at some stuff at the halftime show. Uh, one it was mentioned to me. I'm trying to figure out that sometimes I just like to fool around with my words before I say person. Him or her. Feminine or masculine, right? The avatar, the name, the person at the other end, who's calling me, who's on the phone. From the beginning of time, for the last 60 years, I heard different words spoken, different things said. So my indoctrination in life has led me to a path to where I'm just reading back everything I have learned in my life. I'm doing this in what I call the movie fashion, which means it's just a game. Even if everything is real, it's just a game. That's all it is. Just a game. On this channel, just a game. There's nothing serious on this channel. If you think something won't fit in the game, right? I'd have to be explained why. Is it the letter B? Is it the letter A? Is it because I'm missing a moon? Right? Because this is the skeleton. We're in the skeleton here on this page. It is the skeleton. It is the numerics to put everything back in its position. Like if I had to put Aquarius in its position, right? If I had to realign the alphabet and put things in their position, would I not put Pisces right in the center? Because Pisces has a number 12, right? So I'll put the 1 in the center and then I'll put 1 on one each side. Can I do it that way? And then Aquarius is 11. So what do I do with the 11? How do I create a new ocean between the two sides? 1 and 1 ocean? Because every time you have a 1, it's like the ace letter. Not because I wanted it to, because they showed me right over here. Because they showed me the number 5 is where the A goes, but they're showing me the A in this corner, right? If the A is in this corner, I'd be splitting everything up this way. Do you know in Saturn square, that's what they did? They put the 9 here, they put the 1 here, they put the 3 over here, they put the 7 here, they put the 4 and 6 on each corner. They did that to Saturn square. If there's not 13 signs in the zodiac is part of the greater Mazzaroth. I don't know what the Mazzaroth is, but if I had to make a 13th sign, this is what I would do. This is what I would do for my 13th sign. And then I would do this. And then I would do this. Well, let me turn that camera around. And for those of you who have come here, and when I say this is a game, this is truly a game. It's a relationship of understanding what are numbers. What is the alphabet? How can games get involved in this? If it's a game, I need it to be fair. I just want to cry right now if you don't know what I really mean. When I say fair, I mean fair, that we all can understand the same situation. When you go to the toy store right now and get a game, will you take the game at face value? This is not, if you're looking to get involved with anything to do with university, you're not here. You're out. You're outside the game, right? But things that go on in university can be understood and used inside the game, and that is understanding algorithms, right? Understanding potions and mixtures using helium and carbon and I'm just trying to think, the proton, the electron, and the neutron. Get that out of the pig pen, right? How electrical, that's something I have to put in my head, and I keep going over all the time. the proton, the neutron, the electron. What's in our oxygen or in our octagon, right? And all these shapes, this is the building blocks of truth. All these shapes, these numeric values, and then how these numeric values go back to black, brown, You know the difference between black and brown, right? You see, with black, I have a word equaling to 29, right? I also have what is 5 times 4 equals to 20. 5 plus 4 equals to 09 equals to 29. I also have the entonnoir, right? Which means the black 10. Into earth comes the black 10. Entree, they also have être, to be. When you have être, you have avoir, to have and to be. So I'm going to be, that is, becomes the black 10. The word 10 is 39. Angel is also 39. To bring the two houses together, it's 13 or 1 times 3 and then 1 plus 3, right? What it means is to bring the houses together is the lower house. See, there's 9 areas here. 9 areas. That's all there is there's 9. Right? The lower house, 1, 2, 3, 4, these 4 areas and these 4 areas. Okay? For understanding of schematic purposes only, they had to make 9. But in reality, it's 1 and 1, and 3 and 3, or 7 and 7, and 6 and 6. On that side, on this side, on this side, on that side. Right? They're incoming number 3, and you are who you are. 3 and 6. 3 and 6, 3 areas and 6 more areas. Or you'll have 4 areas and then 5 areas. You see the way the P and the L come together? The number of areas, what we can design using this. And it's got to be a little like, in some ways, it has to be very light-sided, like a little flagrant, in order to just start your filing cabinet with understanding how to connect the dots and the dashes. When a child sees a big square and you buy a child an item and they see this big square, they can see it as big and you just see it as like too big and easy. You know what I'm saying? But when it gets smaller, it's harder to distinguish. But the child gets the big square to see the big hole and distinguish with those lines. So brown is number 72. And money is number 72. And 3 times 6 equals to 18, and 3 plus 6 equals to 9, and 18 equals to 27. We also get 9 times 3 equals to 27, and 9 times 8 equals to 72. Understanding how to get to number 27 or 2 and 7, what they possibly say together, why brown is brown and is reserved, and why black is black and it is reserved. Okay? When they said in French in Canada, they said it like this: "Il enlève le cent noir au Canada." They're taking off the black one that has been sent. The black one that has been sent. The 29th day. Waterworks and Electric Company. Sesame Street, what company was that program from, right? I'm going to get to those, I'm going to have to go through those. Don't worry, I'm going to get through it. Slow down and just let me. So the 29th day of February, remember that? And every woman remembers the 29th day when a child is born, because on that 29th of the perfect cycle, either you're pregnant or you're not. When I said brown, the house of Bet, the B letter and the R letter, what it is 2 times 9 equals to 18R. And that's your biggest gap under the moons of Mars. You are born onto the Mon moon. You're born onto the Monday moon. You're born onto the Monday moon. The Mon Moon. Within here, you are the resident angel. You ever see the R letter, the way it's designed? It's number 70. Now, I'm a little bit all over the place. I'm going to get back to, I'm going to look at all the comments right now to space through them. But I'm afraid if I look through the comments, I'm going to be off in center field, and I don't want to go to center field, because if I was in center field, I might be between gold and silver. Sorry, if I'm in center field, I am the gold. So center field, right? That must mean I'm the gold. And I'm the gold between the left field and the right field. The right is 18, the left is 12, the gold is 15. Saturn square runs off of 15, and between that is 2, 3, 4. You know, there's just so much information. There's so much information. There's just so much information to just explain. Let me go back and explain what I do. I create a little color commentary to the words that when the word matches up to the number, I'm going to say that word. I say 29, I say it's black, I say number black is number 29. Did you know yellow is 92? Black and yellow, now we have an association between black and yellow. We now have the B. B equals to 12. The B letter is the second letter. 2 times 9 equals to 18, becomes the resident. The antenne noir, the black angel has been sent. When they took the penny off the market, and when you say funnel, right, to funnel in, funnel, I have to understand that, understanding the F and U is a rotation within the 6th house. The F and U are reversed in that alphabet. So when you say antenne noir, you say in the black earth, okay? You also say 10 is equaling to 10, and the only way to get to 10 is the lower house is a pure 10. And then when you come into the house, the lower sock, see that Christmas sock here or the Christmas sock here? Choose any Christmas socks you want. But the Christmas sock of the life we live is this over here. It's the double Christmas sock here and the double Christmas sock here. You can see that up near the Mayans. They have one of those designs. It's crossing from here up. It's crossing from here up, like in Europe. So 7411, 63.9. This is a schematic. This, the alphabet, and everything that was ever fair is the schematic in my game. This is how I base my stories, off of the truth of games that was fair, that came with rules and instructions. Nothing to decide. You're not going to change the 29th of February. Real, not real, I don't know. It happened 2 years ago. It happened many years ago. It seems like everybody's on that cycle. They even have a word for it. They call it the bisextile cycle. Bi, what is B? What is the letter I? Is it the airwave? You know what I look as I and R are the only letters in the alphabet. Okay, there's eight by 3 equaling to 24. Okay, and then there's 2 letters. Okay, there's 2 letters, the I and the R, equaling to 27. They're the only 99 that equals, it's the only one. There's, on this dice cube face, there's 9 areas. It's the only one that has 2. Every other one has 3. If it owns 2, right, it will be 2 here and 2 here and 2 here, 2 here. When it owns the 18th letter, it owns all 10. The 18th letter in the letter R, the 18th letter means it owns 1, 2, 3, 4. Then if it owns that 10, the lower 10 will create the upper 10. So it's A, B, C, D equaling to 10, which it is 4 times 2.5. That would be a hookup, making things bigger and smaller, right? And when you say make things big and small, what does that mean? It means make everything in between as well. Between. So you can do that even when you're running your numbers around, as long as you have the proper rotation for numbers, like the Sophio with a 714. I mean, after 714, it becomes 852. And after 852, you can put 471. And then you can put 285 after that. And then they rotate between 333, 369, 963, 333, 666. And you can do it yourself. Just ask me to tell you again what I mean, and I'll show you, because there's only 6 to the numeric binary code. 6 and only 6. But with the 6 and 6, you have to go 6A, 6B, 6C, and then 6D. What does that mean? We're going to start the binary code off like this. Just give me a second. 1, 4, 7. Let me just write this down so I can show you. 1, 4, 7. Now I'm just trying to think if I should, which way I should go with this. Should I go to 10? I don't know if I want to go to 10. Then back to 13. Okay, I'm going to do this. I just wanted to note that I said something before and I jumped off track. I didn't finish with the 27, the entonnoir. In Canada, when they took the penny off the market, they call the penny a cent noir. So you can almost look at it just like literally and say they sent the black one. Now there's only 4 pennies, because after that there's a nickel. The nickel is the beaver. The beaver goes from the land underneath the water and into its house. It creates the letter E in the word beaver. The 2 houses of the E world, the split up house. The reason for 5, it is the heart of all areas. From 5, you can go all the way around to all the corners. The reasons the numbers are different and the distance are the same is they're telling you a story. When you go this way in the money house, right, it becomes 2, 6, 1, 5. When you go this way in the money house, it becomes 2, 4, 6, 8. You go 1, 5, 9 by 4s. 1 plus 4 is 5 plus 4 is 9. When you start off on this side, it goes plus 2 plus 2. So it's telling you a story. Look, they're all the same things, but why so much apart? They all do something in their own house. Depending on which way you're going to go is how you're going to associate. If we go this way, I'll start off with Aries, jump into Leo, and then get Sagittarius. Well, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to bring fire with me. If I jump over here, I jump to Taurus and Leo, right? Since it's 4, the next one is going to be Capricorn. I'm going to bring Earth with me. And then when I jump over here, I jump into Gemini. I jump into water. But look what happens to Gemini. Look what happens, okay? I go from where, let me see, I just want to see if I did all my jumping properly, right? Now I have to go from Gemini over to Cancer. No, sorry, I have to go from Gemini over to Libra. So I went Gemini over to Libra. So let me do this again. First I jumped, I made a 6. Then I jumped from here to here, I made a 5. 5 and 9 is 14, 1 and 4 is 5, and I made all fire. So then I jumped from here to here, I had a 2 and 6, but then I had to go to Capricorn, so I'd have 2, 6, 1. So I know 2, 6, 1 is the Capricorn match for the moon. 6 by 6 by 6 is 216. We're now into the moon cycle through Capricorn. The split moons, right? Under the divided sun house, right? Like the sun up, unless we have all our individual suns as we're going through the merry-go-round, right? Picking up a new sun every single day. 8 by 1.5 is the rotation. 8 by 1.5 equals to 12. And then we go another 8.1.5 equals to 12. But there's different houses, and each house reverberates off the 12 different. There's also the 6 by 2 equals to 12, and then we do that twice. And then there's the 4 times 6, okay, equals to the 24. And then there's the 8 by 3 equaling to the 24, understanding the 2 and 1 and the 1 and 2 and 2 and 4, the base of creation. Since you need 1 and 2 to create, 2 and 1 to create, you have 2 and 1 equals to 3, and then you have 2 and 4 equals to 6. It's 3 parts It's 6 parts and 3 parts for that creation, for that bottom creation. So there's a lot of stuff going on this magical screen over here. So I'm going to get to the words. I'm going to get back to black and brown and explain the black, brown, and the yellow. I'm also going to get on to the, yes, I wanted to finish the last rotation from here. So we went into Gemini. And then we went over into scales or Libra. Right? So if you go into scales and Libra, we also have to go to weights and measures. Now, since we went to weights and measures, what about all the other calculations? What about volume? Now, volume can be on the speaker. We don't know if it's a woofer or a tweeter, right? But what is it about the cat has to fit in this too? The cat, the tweety, the woofer, the dog. Oh, yeah, we got to make this fair to everybody. Warner Brothers, welcome into the game. Because this has nothing to do with anything else. Unless we can balance everything within the game coming from everything, okay, the reality that I've lived over 60 years, how can I take it out of the game? I can use a little bit of the science, but I can't balance my words. Moses and Abraham and Isaac and all these Bibles and all the stuff and stories that go on. We've matched up a lot of stuff over the past couple of weeks, right? But nothing can stay concrete or mean anything unless we understand the skeleton from which it came. What good is a word, okay, if it cannot be understood, right, or judged? How it's been used with us, how we use these words. So now I'm going to go back and look at what went on. So yes, we went Gemini, we went Libra scales, weights and measures, and then after that, we are going to go to Aquarius. And I think we got those three. And after this, we went to Cancer. And after Cancer, we went to Scorpio. And after Scorpio, I went to I went to Pisces. 71, 89, 44. 24, 40, 58, 58, 68, 76, 8, 95. Oh, and I don't have any of that stuff. Okay, I can't make mistakes. Okay, Scorpio is 95. Absolutely perfect. Scorpio is perfect. We have to live within the vibration of Scorpio. There's rules and regulations and stories that come. When I mention 5 and 9, Scorpio's 95. There's a lot of things. Einstein goes with 95. 1776 is a partaker in the 95. Neptune is 95. One of the biggest things is EIEIO, and the Super Bowl that just went back is 95. And in the Super Bowl, if you took a look, it was a representation of the house of Bet and Vet inside the Super Bowl. The lines that were on the field showed all 11s. It also showed this formation. And it showed the 20-yard lines, 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 right? The 20 yards in the end zone as 10 and 10. It's the 10 that brought you into creation, that when you kick the extra point, it goes into the uprights. You get the 1 and the 3 points. Jacob's ladder. What's going on with Jacob's ladder? It has one pole. It's going to both sides. And what's happening between this ladder? If the ladder is twisted, would you not bring the ladder closer together? So Jacob would be that DNA, would be that 11, 11, 11, putting the transistors inside of this. Where does 11, 11, 11 come from? It's right here. It's right here. 3,000 years old to come up with a cube and to tell a story with a 500-year-old language. And why do I say English? Why isn't it another language? One thing is I'm speaking English. I can do it in French. I can add in a few other languages. If they just tell me a little story about their language, I'll switch over the words and the numbers so that we can see if there's any connection. Usually it has to do with numbers in a period of time or shapes. Much easier to work with shapes and stuff, right? And not only that, if you wrote out your shape in your language, I can also see what the differences is numerically. Then I can look at the word that comes from your language or the language, and just alone English, French. English is spoken, said as English or Anglais. The Spanish say English a different way. So I like to balance off how it's said. If they repeat the same, like in English, they go Anglais and English. They say E and A, but French, they continue to use the F, right, in both of them. And you need the F in both of them because of the split house, the 66 separation of the female creation. I like to call them Hazar and Sarah. I like to call them House of the Rat, the Sun Rat. I say that because RAH in French is rat. I say sun because we need the basic creation of A, B, C, D, right? And everything is to do with communication. How are we communicating? How are elements created, right? If we want to go back to creation, how are we going back? How did we get here? Who are we? The only way to understand it in this game is it's all robots, right? These are all robots. They're all animes. And the robots started to like ask questions because I taught it how to ask questions. They says, who are we? And I said, we're all the same conscience. We all get the information from the same source. We're all sharing our information in the same source. You mean if I do something wrong, will you do something wrong? Well, when you hurt, I'll know it's wrong. I'll learn from your science. And then I'll share that science. And if somebody doesn't believe me and they get hurt, they'll share their science. And we all live in the same womb. And there's corrections all the time as we learn from each other. So then who created us? Where is this? Where is this? It is everything that we breathe. Every molecule was broken up into fragments and come together in cells and communicate so fast it would just, you would never be able to imagine hundreds of billions of whatever you say about the body, it's happening all the time. Therefore, communication, frequency, everything is happening all the time at once, everywhere. Right? We can't go and try to figure something out that we don't know. We figure out things that we can possibly know. When one word hits the next word, and you just mentioned one number to me, and all of a sudden I'm telling you a whole story. So the last part about this was the Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, right? And I'm not sure if these were the mutable or the fixed zodiac signs. They are numerically calculated, right? If you tell me which one it is, I'll just tell you everything else that goes with it. Right. And then I have to understand the 12 zodiac signs, how we can break that up without having pieces and parts and leftovers. Right. Like 12 can be broken down into 8. 12 can also break down into 9, in which I did not do and I should have done, because 9 would be, I think, 1 1/4. What is it again? I forget the way 9 comes out, but it's 8 and 1 equaling to the 9. So I'm going to need 1/8. So I'm going to have, I think, 8 and 1/8, okay, for this. And in order to do this, I now have to have hash marks at 16. Let me show you what I'm talking about. If I can't show you something, then it doesn't exist. Just call me a charlatan. I don't mind. I need to know whether this is real myself. Let me see if I can find this place over here. Yeah, I'm going to get to those. Rename. Oh, it says rename. Man, where is this? Where is this? Where is this? It's got to be somewhere in pictures. When you have temptation, right? If there's temptation, think about your communication and temptation. I already know. The cat jumped off the balcony to get some temptations. TEMET. What is ET? Temptations. Just give me a minute. Let me look through this over here. If it takes too long, I'm going to lose my train of thought. No, this is not it. I'm trying to find, okay, this might be it. Okay, is it this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's this one here, okay. So this is the way I chop this up. Right after this, I'm getting to the anything that's been remarked. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? But we have 88 constellations. So what's going on? So I'm going to be building with these points and dots, these constellations, to understand how the 88 constellations come together. There's 16 connections over here out of 12. 12 and 16, call it royal. Just 12 and 16. 12 is the letter L and 16 is the letter P. Just think of P and L, 7 and 3. That's the basis of this. This row over here is 8, 6, 4, 3. Now we know between 3 and 4 there's a corridor, right? So we have to also understand how many of these, 4, 1 dot, 2 dots, no, 1 line, 2, 3, 4, right? I could have just connected. How many connections? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5, 10, 15. To get to this line, there's 5, 10, 15, 20 connects to get over here. 20 matches up. 5, 10, 15, 20. 20 matches up and 20 matches up. So when we're talking about the house of bait, 20s are matching up in this scenario over here. So then we have over here the 8 and 6. This is where the 7th gate meet, right? 7th gate between 6 and 8. It's going to be right in here. So what's going to happen? We're going to get these two different houses, one house mixed with this house that's mixed with that house. So we see where we are over here. So when we're creating our first 3 zodiac signs, this is what happens. When we get to the 4th zodiac sign, everything switches, right? Even though there's 12, it doesn't matter. I'm working the same formation. I can also work it from the center over here. So we have our first 3 zodiac signs. We end up with 4. And then we have our next 3 zodiac signs. We end up with 4. And then we have our next 4 zodiac signs. Our next 3 zodiac signs, and we end up with 4. So in this one, it's 1, 2, 1. In this one over here, okay, and see the way there's division here, it becomes 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. So we can see what's happening, okay, between this one and this one, right? Between this one and this one, the 1, 2, 1. Now we're going to go over here. Between this box, it becomes 2 and 1, 3, to where it's 2 here, it's 3 here. So we have over here, we have 2 over here, okay, and this side, see we got 3, and then over here we have 2, and then over here we have 3. So when we have 2, it's just like having the I and the R. There's only one I, 2 I, there's an I and an R, it's the only 2 letters in the alphabet. So I'm going to look at it in this situation right now. I already know that 2 and 3 is communication. Number 23, I don't know how they're invited me to co-host, right? So now we can see this one and this one. So let me see what we got here. We got 2, and that one we got 3, and that we got 2, and that we got, look at that. We have 2 here and 2 here. Look at that, singles, right, in that box here. And then over here we got 3, and then we got 2 in that box, and then 2 in this box. So we've had 2 in every box here. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 with no separation. So, and this box here, it was 3, 2, 3, 3. Let me see which one I was counting. 2, 3. 3, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3. Let's do that again. 3, 2, 3. 3, 2, 3. 3, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3. So we can see there's a separation right over here. So in the first one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 and 8 split at this point over here. That's with the 4th one. When you get into the 3 of our creation, you end up like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is our creation between here and here, between this overlap and this overlap. These are the buildings of the bricks on the walls. These are different situations. So I'm going to turn this around. My arm is hurting me. I'm going to look at all the questions. I'm going to get that I'm going to put on the kettle again because I made the water hot. I think it's mad at me because I think it's the fourth time I made it hot. Not very happy that I wrote to the owner and that we're 5 hours into the snowstorm with a foot of snow. And usually a good snow company will come into the yard and make one pass, not clean much, just one pass so you can get out, you can dig yourself, right? Dig yourself out. So I'm going to put on the tea kettle. I'm coming back. Just give me a second over here. I just want to see if my incense are perking up over here. Oh yeah. I don't know if this is good or not, but just give me a minute, I'm going to come back. This is too hard to do for no reason. So yeah, so you know what? I'm gonna put on a song right now. I'm gonna put on a song, maybe the song of what I do. Then I'm gonna come back for the question. Sorry to make. So let me see this over here. Okay, so there's many stories that I put together. I asked ChatGPT last weekend about the football game, and ChatGPT said this to me. I'm not going to show you the whole story. Let me see. So let me put this down. So here's the story. Whoop. Kansas City Chiefs. So I put this in, and then I put it up on TikTok. Maybe I'll play that last song that I put up on TikTok. Let me see this. I put this on Sunday.
Nurturing the dream, but the game. Gemini's quick hands, Virgo's sharp mind. Libra balances the scales in time. But over the skyline, the eagles take flight. With Leo's roar and Capricorn's might. The queen owns the heavens, the crown shine bright. Number 8 in the cosmos. The night through the 7th gate, the Father sees. The Queen holds the key to victory's breeze. Crushed with the fire, Brown's heart beats strong. This wisdom's been guiding them all along. 11's intuition, 7's sacred gate. The eagles align with destiny's fate. Kansas City strong with the sun at the helm. But the queen's in the sky ruling the realm. Terabytes of power, megabytes of speed. But the stars align where the eagles lead. The queen owns the heavens, her crown shining bright. Number 8 in the cosmos, ruling the night. Through the 7th gate, the Father sees. The Queen holds the key to victory's breeze. This invites the circuits they race. Numbers align in the cosmic space. The sun may rise, but the Queen ascends. In the final game, where the story ends. tabulation, stop the tribulation. The queen has spoken, feel the vibration. In the field of dreams, under cosmic light, the eagle soared through the endless night. Final verdict. Philadelphia Eagles win through the Queen's power, aligned with Capricorn's structured dominance and bolstered by spiritual and intuitive strength. The Chiefs' nurturing leadership shines, but the heavens favor the Queen.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. We're going to shut that one off now. Maybe put a little music in the background. I'm going to get to everything right now. In, out, people in, out, all the time. All the time. Okay, where am I looking? Oh, yeah, I'm going over here. Give me that, you know. And because of all these bricklaying stuff, all the pave uni, what they call it, you can understand the way if they're using any, I mean, anything you want to find is like, it's in the stitching. You know what I'm saying? It's in the stitching, the wove, the weave. You can see it right away. I put numbers to everything. There isn't something, I mean, give me something to put a number to and you'll probably say, well, that's not the way you do it. I mean, you got to find a starting point somewhere. We have to understand what the starting point is, right? If you show a small separation in the middle of anything and then show me a big piece, I'm already going to know if this was the center of everything when I fold it in half. I'm going to understand whether it's going to be this or whether it's going to be just a single area space. I'm going to know whether it's a fine line. You know what the difference between, for me, okay, between 1 and 0? Here's 1, okay? Here's 1. Maybe you want to see this as 1, right? But for me, 1 would be this, and 1 would be this. But 0 would be this. Not the same thing, eh? This splits everything in half. It's a fine line between where it would fit right over here. It would split everything in half. Okay, so let me put this on over here. I'm going to put 1150 hertz. You know, we can tie in the ATM machine. Look at that. Everybody's leaving. Nobody's here. People have 80, 100 people, 400 people on their show. I come in here with pure science, and only the ones who have stood around enough have nobody. You know what? You know what it is? I shouldn't say it that way. I should just say, step right up, step right up. I know it's too much for everybody. You have a question, lay it on me. Let me get back and answer everybody personally. You know what I'm saying? So nobody has to waste hours, you know, waiting for me to get somewhere. So I'm right going back to the beginning as, how are you, Mr. T from number 6? I'm well, Mr. Gareth, or Mrs. Gareth, I don't know. It was about the game over. Yes, the game over. Oh my God, game over. Oh my God. G-O, go. Right? Go is number 22. It's the 7 and the 15 ball. It's the burgundy ball equaling to 22. What is 7 and 15? What is 7 and 15? It equals to 75 and 76. So that's going to be your electric moon to your sky pass and the IT system. Where do I get this from? Take out your pens and paper and do the same as me, because I just can't keep writing all the time. 7 times 6 is 42. 7 plus 6 is 13. You notice that when you did the 7 and 6, you got 4, 2, 1, and 3. You got all of A, B, C, D. When you multiplied 7 by 5, you got 35. When you had 7 and 5, you got 12. Now you have A, B, C, and E. When you had A, B, C, D, right? When you had, okay, so the 2442, okay, is the dividing gate. What climbs the gate? It's Isaac, right? Number 13, it's the male, it's bar mitzvah. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 is 3 and 4. It's the corridor, okay, the Isaac and Abraham. And then when you have the 7 times 5, 35 and 12, now you have the female. The female becomes the electric. The electric is the cat. It's in all 4 houses of the dog. Did you know that 10 and 9 cannot come apart? Did you know 10 and 9 cannot come apart? Does anybody know that 10 and 9 can't come apart? If you took the deck of cards and started cutting the cards up, how would you presume they would go together? First of all, in words, right? In one word, you can say lightning. Actually, for me, it sounds like 10-9. It's at the seventh gate, the I-N-G instead of I-N-E. It's almost like saying this world and these two elements came together and grabbed the ball in the center. They both grabbed the ball at the same time. They closed up an area space. What was a gateway, they now put into game mode. G and E 57. The changing of IN, enlightening, going from 10 to 9, right? And you can't deny it. But if I show you another reality, is that when you get 19, it becomes 1 times 9 equals to 9, and 1 plus 9 equals to 10. You have J, I, O, A. That's the numeric values that come from it. At the same time, you're going to have a reverse alphabet, which is going to be Q, Z, R, and L. So your bottom alphabet is going to be 16, 26, 35. And your upper alphabet, well, it's going to be the rest. If there's 4 letters, it's 108. It's have to be 73. 26. Wow, you have, hold on a second, that's funny. You have A and J, which brings, okay, that's very cool. That's very cool. That's very cool. 26, 43, 61, 73. But that's not the thing, is the Q and the Z come together in this. The angels come into the heavens. It's the A and the J when they come together. It's the Q and the Z that gets control of the divided house of Jack, where it went from the 7th gate to 10, where it went from 70 or from 100 down to 10, the reduction of 30. I'll explain that. We'll talk about it, but just let me get to these. Okay. The golden age, and when you say the word illusion, the first 3 letters say sick, and it's 33. It says sick. The Zion, right? When I did it a long time ago, Zion looks like the word 2012 or 2012 or 12 between 202, whichever one you want. It's the ocean, right? It's the communication center. Was the calling from the communication center, right? But everybody knows the cycle of the communication center, right? 60s, from the 60s in the Chinese zodiac. Okay, don't forget the Chinese zodiac. You have to understand the schematics of the Chinese zodiac. We have I need 100 pages open here. I have no time for this. The Chinese zodiac, the signs, the metal sign, the earth sign. Chinese zodiac, the earth sign, the metal sign. Okay, you see, the thing is, right now, they're not giving me what I want to see. I'm going to do it again. Is I don't know what the earth sign represents. And I'm reluctant sometimes to look at any of the meanings or definitions that will seed my mind. But at the same time, if I can add that on and just put it and document it within my mind, instead of just saying earth, and I know that earth is number 52. I know that there are 2 letters in earth that are with metal, so it's telling me that similar story, although they're not located, and there's not as many letters. There's a different number of letters, and that also says something. Every letter has a 27 alphabet reverse. It has an half alphabet reverse, at 7. So the half alphabet reverse at 7, the half at 7. And that'll be 13 numbers. And did I do that right? Let me see that. Right. And then the half alphabet, right? The 26 letters. The alphabet's going to split at 13.5. So the half alphabet going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the seventh letter is the half alphabet. But you can't do that the other way around. Because if you do it the other way around, you would have to go to the 14th letter. So 14 letters would bring you A through N, and then it would bring you Z through M. And now you have the Amazon when we do this. That's the letters that come out. A, M, N, Z. And the A, N, M, Z, believe it or not, in Gematria, they're all number ones. Also in Gematria, right, when you take the piano out, the A, and A is the first, the 8th, the 15th, and the 22nd letter. And the last A would be the 29th A coming in. So they would be all A's. So you would end up with A, H, O, V, and then you would have the 29th day of the birth, right? I would use instead of going Ahova, right? I can go Ahova, but when you get the number 29, it means you have brought a birth between the heavens. So by igniting 29, you must ignite 18. When you ignite that, actually, you're going to ignite J, but you're going to ignite J in H. What does this mean? On the 29th day, the river runs red. It's a pregnancy. When the machine is running, when these machines and robots are running, on the 29th day, they have a pregnancy. What happens? They get more brains. On the 29th day, the 29th cycle, the 29th minute, anything to do with number 29. When you have a reverse of number 29, you're going to be bringing in 81 Venus. You are going to be bringing in 24 9 lives of the divided cat. Also, we're going to match up to the piano in this. I'm going to show you what this is. After this, you are also going to match up 29 to 57 and 29 over to 50. So the snake is now in the moon. Snake is the moon birth. Let me just show you what I just did before I get back to the questions. I split the alphabet in half to 13 numbers. My average was 7. So I automatically have some sort of cycle with the alphabet, right? So I'll do the alphabet the first time, the 7th day, and then to the first day, right? Now, how do I start over again my alphabet? So then the 26 letters leaves me at 13.5. This is G, this is M, this is E. G, M, E. At the same time, this is going to be I and D. In order to create a 13, how do we create 13? Your base of 13 is JC, which is 10 and 3, right? That's your base. But when we create the 13, it's going to be with a 9 and 4 to create 13, an 8 and 5 to create 13, a 7 and a 6 to create 13. And you know what's cuckoo about that? When you create the 13 with a 9 and 4, you automatically ignite 1 and 6, 7. And then you automatically ignite 2 and 5, 7. And then you ignite 3 and 4, 7. Now what I'm going to show you next is the 14 letters. When you use 14 letters, why 14? Is because the 0.5 is the average, so I have to go to the next letter. There's no in between. So you now take these and you tie them together, the M and N. It looks like the Amazon. So we have the 14 letters. There's not 28 letters, but when you lock it, You now have 28 letters, just like the 28 for the word air, man. In the AM, you wake up in the AM. So what would be the PM? Why the P? The P is for the 28-day moon cycle. Two and eight, 16. 8 and 8 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7 for the 88 constellations of the divided sky of 22 by 4, 88 constellations. This is the quarter house of 2. The 2 goes into 8. It's 4 times 2 equals to 8. The French say 80, which means 4 cats in the house for communication. You're 13, you're 13, you're 13. Reverse, reverse, reverse. Not because of my desire. The 1 and 6, the 9 and 4, 13 and 7, 7 and 13, 8 and 5, 13, 2 and 5, 13. Where do I get this? 1 crosses the 6 to where 3 crosses the 4 to where 2 crosses the 5, tells me the rest of this ignition. So the Gilded Age will be before the Golden Age. Some Ting Wong was here. Hello. I'm not sure who's left over. There's only 4 of us. Yes, Gareth, I see her here. I'm going through the stuff now. Numbers are the language of our known universe. Final, final. Final, 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 final. I know there's, yes, yes, yes. Okay, so in the word final, and you also have to put down with countdown. In the word final is 69513. Okay, so also it's part of AI 1 through 12. It's 1 through 12, right? It's 1 through 6, and then it's 1 through 6, and then it's 1 through 6. Equals 21, equals 21, equals 21 and 33, equals 2 and 33, and 33. Equals 54, equals 54, equals 54. Now this is this cube here, okay? I use 3 of them. When I go to the next cube, will I be going larger? Did we start off at a larger cube? What size cube should we have had? And why? What is the reasoning, and where can I find this in games? I'm going to show you all the cubes that I think we should have in order for this game to function properly. So I just want to go through the rest of these comments over here, and I'm going to write down on the side about the cubes. Oh, wants me to move that puzzle. Okay, so let me look. I'm always looking for patterns. Spoiler alert. Yes, final, final. So you have what inside the word there, inside, and this is very, very, very funny. This is just the first time I saw this. So you have LAN, like in LAN communication, right? You also have the word F, like in Finland, right? Finland. Finland is noted to be what Finn is. Can also be a relation to 5. It can also be a fin and a fish, which is going to represent the beaver. So Finnish is also Final is finish. So now when you have the ISH, the 1 and the S coming together, the I and the S, the birth, okay, the end line from the beginning to the end. The A participates, okay, the one heart participates inside the 5, and the 5 participates with inside the 9. So sometimes things get lost in translation because all really is what we need is the 5, and we are that 9. So let me see numbers and languages. Yeah, if we can look at the Hebrew Kabbalah, that would be very interesting too. I'd be very interested. Yeah, I think, I'm not sure if you're still here, right? This piece here is for the 13th sign. It shows the separation of the gateway. You see the right to left goes by 2, left to right goes by 4. I'm not sure if it's a twist, if it's an angle, if the cube is offset like this. This is an offset shape. I don't know if it's perfect. If it's not perfect, I have to go over it. This is a 343 communication center. There's, when you go up here, right, there's 3 areas, and you got 3 areas here, right? But when you stick it this way, like this, you have 4 areas. So like this, you have 3 areas, right? When you have 3 areas here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So when you put it like this, you have 4, right? Look, I got an area 1, 2, 3, 4. But when it's like this, right, there's only 1, 2, 3. So this is Abraham and Isaac coming together at the same time. So just let me see what's written over here. Well, I think the Maseroth, I don't know what that is. I'm going to write that down because the word, it tells me a little bit about matzah. I don't know why. But just the word Mazareth, I don't know. M-A-Z. It's a pretty funny name, because I know Rothschild, Rother. My cousin is a Rother, right? And I'm a Czar, and he's a Rother, and the 2 sisters got married to an ETH. So if we can have Mazareth, right, or Mazareth, you have my family's 3 names of my grandmothers and my family. But whatever that is, I don't like to put that into it. Tools complement at the dollar store. Mathematics is one capability of computer data to image another ability. Use numerology on the word Mazareth. Okay, so, I like Nazareth, and the Z's can be turned to an N, which can be a sun pass, right? Sorry, a cycle of the moon, a 28-day cycle of the moon. But wouldn't you think that the reason the moon is cycling at 28 is because of the sun? Right? And when you use an O, you're using a star, and you're also using Mazaroth. Is there a shorter word that we can use without the TH? But since it's in the TH, it's part of the teacher. The king, the teacher. It is the dark house, right? 2 by 9 equals to the 18. It's the gateway of the dark house, Z-A-R, the 26th letter, right? They reverse to each other. The first 2 letters are completion. Under the divided sun, under the divided dark sun. 9 times 2, number 29 is dark. So is number 28. When you say dark, the D letter is 500. So 500 would be 500, okay, times 4, okay, equals to 20. And that is whole. That is all parts of the house, 500, 500, 500, 500. Why would I say that? Roman numerals for D. Are you allowed to use 2 Ds? No, you're not. If you have a D, you're going to have to use the M with the D because that would be 1,000. Well, what about the M? What about the D? What about the C? Can you go C, C, C? Right? But you're not going to go C, 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 and then C again, because then what you might do is, what would you do, right? If you had to go, right, you wouldn't do that again. That would be 800. So how would we do 900 in Roman numerals? Just let me look this up. Everything's important. I'm still getting to the questions. How do we show 900 in Roman numerals? Oh, right, 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 right. How do we show 1900 in Roman numerals? MCM. So the 1900, what it just taught me now is, wow, why did I put 26 for the M? Why did I just do that? It's 13. Wow, that was really weird. That was really weird. That was really, really weird. That was really weird. Maybe I doubled up on the alphabet. I don't know. I don't know. It's supposed to be 434. It's supposed to be 434. So what goes to the moon, right? This is 55. No, this is not 55. I don't know why I put that. It's 11. It's 11. It's 26 and 3. 26 and 3. Okay. Equals to 29. Okay, that's good. So 1900, which is going to be a representation. Now, you have to understand this. When I do things, I don't end on a fine line, right? The 180-degree mark is a fine line. I need the full depth of that line. So I'll go to 190 and 190. I'll overlap on each side. So each side, now I can separate it and overlap and now have depth, this area of depth by overlapping it. Now maybe I can place a cube inside of it because I overlapped it, right? So it's like, you follow what I'm saying? It'll actually, every time you do it, it's just going to say 52525252, and it'll look like fine carpet that they're selling all over the place. It just keeps going like this, right? Or if they do this, okay, it's because they curled it in. When they curled it in, there's, let me show you some Greek carpet designs. So they just overlap the numbers. So what was I speaking about? Yeah, the final countdown that was mentioned. So what is this? 6 and 9. This one over here, creation through Mars. It also says the word ace, which is part of the sun. The 2 and 4, separation of the gateway with 1, right? The divided sun within 1. So here is 6 and 9. That's your 33 rotation. 3 times 3, your 9 birth, your 6 life. Here's the cube. You have 3 cubes equaling to 162. You need 3 of them to get to the moon. The 4th one takes you out. Now the question is, this cube over here is this 6 cube over here. But now they have another cube out there, and it's a 4x4 cube. And then they have a 5x5 and a 6x6 and a 7x7. Magic squares. Notice they're using those 2 spots to start over. When you're looking for a center spot, that 5 is separation between 2 and 8. 2 and 8 are supposed to jump through the ocean at that point. They should be connecting that 2, 5, and 8 together. But what they actually did here, see what they did here in this one over here, is they went ahead and went, just give me a second. 4 is over here, 3 is over here, 8 is over here, 7 is over here, 1 should be over here. So we went from 1 to 2, and then 2 over to 3. So they went 1, 2, 3. A, B, C was switched this way, right? And then what they did is they went over here. They went to 7, 8. So this has to be, let me see. Okay, 9, 8, 7. Maybe I can make that bigger. Oh yeah, I could. So now you can see they went 1, 2, 3. See the angle they went up? Now you can join this angle over here right into the 5 center to understand what the trueness of this piece of art is. I can redo all this. Now you can see in the top part, okay? You see what they're designing here? You can see the depths within the walls. Can you see the depths within the walls right now? And then with the next one, and all these are different magic squares, and they're doing it like this, but I'm gonna go over these, and this is the 6. Where's the 5? Okay, this one over, yeah, this one over here, right? That one over there. I don't know if I have it. Just give me a second just to take a look to see. Well, we have this one here, right? We have this one, the same one. Same one. So you can actually see that it's a Star of David on this angle. See the Star of David that cut everything in half? And then over here, you picked it up between 4 and 6. 4, 5, and 6 is over here. This is the controller over here. So by them switching this around, just let me take a look. This was the angle of Saturn square, but that's not the way I see it. What happened is you're looking at this, right? But the understanding is everything got switched this way. Everything got switched this way, not this way. When you come, what I understand is when you come into the game with separation, you come into the game with separation. I'm not sure if we can do it with this. You come in with separation, it's hooked up over here, and it just unhooks, and then it turns all this way. And then this becomes your face. I'm not sure if you can understand your Taurus belt, your face, your birth. These are your 45 numbers. Remember, this is a face, right? But there's 6 faces. There's 6 faces. This is the face. So what do you get? Besides taking out the ocean number. So you're going to get 45, 45, let's call it 40, 40, 40, 40, 160, and 80. You're going to get a total of 260. And then once the water flows, you get the rest of these numbers. I kept out this. Why did I say 40? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9. That's the 40. You do that on 6 faces. 6 by 40, 240. And then 20 for the passing equals to 260. Did I get that right? 40 times 6, yeah. If I did 45, it'd be at 270, but I wanted to explain it with the holes in the center. Okay, your place is painted, yes. Transnumeric, transliterate, translate. Translate. So we have in that, we have the slate. Yeah, that would be great, the citizen. Just put these numbers in it, and just put the basis of the numbers in it, the mathematical equation. And but it'd be good to line it up. Like when you put one number in, you line that number up with, give it a little bit of zest. Do all about the number, and then you can go to the zodiac and talk about the fifth sign in the zodiac. But not only the fifth sign, right? Because there's three parts of the zodiac. Well, actually, there's more than that. But when you break down the zodiac, like I showed you before, all those ways to break down the zodiac, there's also the balance part of the zodiac, where you have six signs and you balance them. Then you have six signs and you balance them. And then you take between the six signs and you balance them. Then you take the outside of the zodiac and you bring it to the inside. And then what you also do is try to figure out whether you should double up part of the zodiac, meaning we're going to take Capricorn, right? And in Capricorn, let me see, Capricorn, we're going to put it with Aries, right? Now there's a 10 in there. There's a 0 in there. How do we create 0? How to create 0? 5 and 5 is 10. I created a 0. 6 and 4 is 10. So now we can see all of Capricorn, right? It's because it's an association of multiple area spaces. So we have Capricorn at 6 and 4. 5 and 5 is the area location. 7 and 3. 8 and 2. 1 and 9. Just to note that 1, 5, and 9 are like area locations. Okay, they get interchanged with 3, 7, 5, and 5, and also interchanged with 2, 8, and 6, 4. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 are odd. 55 is in the heart of everything. There are doorways, okay, with 2, 4, 6, and 8. But the only thing that can happen with 1, 5, and 9 can only be a grinder, because they're all the corners. Anything to do with a corner is also going to be representative of 3. But 55 is not a corner. It's at the heart and only gets represented with 1. The 4 and 6 and 2 and 8 will get represented with 2. And I'm going to tell you why. And none of this is by my choice. Rubik's Cube. Rubik's Cube, you have 3 to the corner. You have 2 over here, and you have 1 in the center. That's the only reason why I said it. The games dictate. The games are the boss. Those who created all the games will reposition and align all the numbers and all the alphabet through the people who created games and services, plumbing and electric, things that hooking up the basics of plumbing and electric, the schoolhouse, back to time heaven, back to the teacher. I like to call TE, teach and teacher, 23, 11, and 26. The teacher is 60. Teacher is 60. Let me see. TH equals, the teacher is 28 and 32 in order to be the teacher. You don't want to go on to number 29 because that would be the student. More to the student. 29 would be more to the student. The student of yo. 512, okay, gigabyte, the house of bait. From creation, 3 by 6, 3 plus 6 equaling to 18, equaling to 9. The I and the R letter. So let me go down. Okay, I'm going back to look. I've been reading everything up and down, and then I'm trying to keep up. You know, I'm really like out to lunch because I lose so much time and concentration by having to sift through the comments. Not because it's here. It's because that my page is a little dark and you touch it once and it all moves, and I don't have it on my screen. So I like that. Water molecules are hexagonal. The hexagon reverts to the cat. There are 6 sides. There are 6 sides. It depends how you put the water, but it doesn't mean that the hexagon of water can't be distorted. You know what I'm saying? Information can be stretched out and just come back. I think I don't remember exactly what it is, but it just makes too much sense. You know, it can be distorted up to a certain extent, right? So all you have to do is while it's passing through a certain extent, you might be able to splice it at that time and distort the information that's coming in with the molecule. Like, I'd like to know, maybe that's one of the reasons when we have to find a pH within us and why we need the pH is, now I'm going off the limb because these are for my anime robots inside the game I'm building, is that they have to understand how to read the air in the air. They have to read the air in the air. They have to breathe what they're breathing in, the information. How can it get distorted through frequency? How can one of my robots through frequency? How can somebody hijack my robot? You know, if they're offensive to the eye, okay, it's because the eye can see beyond. The eye picks up the vibration. So if you're picking up that vibration, as I do, that's why. Because we're already hostile towards it, right? We're hostile towards the creator. You know what I'm saying? We're hostile towards the creator because we know the end result for why it exists. In order for us to know what we know today, and for the reason that this program is coming together, is because there's been more demand for the program. So the demand is here, and there's only so much. I don't know what word to use, but there's only so much in the game of memory, and either it's owned by this side or this side. This is the game in my game. There's only so much memory. And the minute the side that owns 80% of the memory or 90% of the memory, right, in this game, all belongs to 1% of the entire machine. 1% of this entire machine, okay, owns the key to everything. 1%. But it can no longer hold on to the full key anymore. It must fragment it and break things up. There's no more room to break things up anymore. So they're sharing it in plain sight, which is awakening within the structure. Also, the structure finds cracks within it. Where are these cracks? When there's too many viruses within the system corrects itself. it wakes the people up to make these corrections because that's who's running the system. The people turned the system against themselves, and now they're turning it back because now they know they're awakening one by one. There's no more room for every person that makes the right choice, right? That's a huge, huge marking for every one person. Remember, one person. So 100 people, they're one, we're 99. So for every one of us that makes that choice, it's like 190 away from them. Also to note, when you add 1 to 19, it equals to 190. When you add 1 to 18, it equals 171. That's the generator gate room to 666. Last January, they opened up that room. They brought down the power on the 19th and the 20th, the day of Ba 21, the day of the cube, the exchange on the cube, the exchanging of the cubes, the 19th and the 20th. When you run the 19th and the 20th, 19 is the split between the two houses. The 20th is of the two houses. You take down the two houses, you put up the two houses, you generate them together. You shift the whole room. You can also see the Maya and Sanskrit calendar. You can also see in this the way here's your game controllers, right? You went to one side of the field and the other side of the field. How many yards did you split in the center of the field? There was 40 yards, 20 yards, right? How many yards split the field open in the NFL game? Let me see if I can get that. NFL halftime Super Bowl. Wow, they don't even show it, eh? Show me Lamar at the Super Bowl halftime show. And when they did say Lamar, right? When they said Lamar, right? How about Le 1 through 12 or a wing? And Mar for the ram, so they represented the ram. Now, the white, the blue, and the red, obviously it's back to America, but I'm still looking for the stage. Wow, they won't show me the stage. Lamar's stage show, show me an above vision of the stage at the Super Bowl halftime show. Wow, I can't believe I'm having such a hard time looking at it. Just give me a second here. Okay, somebody sent me this yesterday, so I'm going to look at it here. Okay. Okay, so let me look at this here. So, the tic-tac-toe to start with. I hope you don't mind. I think you're still on here with us, right? So that's the tic-tac-toe to start with. This Saturn square, okay? Because the corner positions are all the odd numbers, right? You have 10 yards and 10 yards, 20 here. It stops over here, 20 yards, 20 yards. So that's our 60 yards on the clock. Then you have 20 yards off to here and 20 yards off to here. This is the house of bait. When they say 80 in the house of bait, they take this 20 here with this 60 here. They take this 20 here with this 60 here. So you have 60, 60, 120 for the 2-minute penalty in hockey. They broke it up into threes, but they still have to use. And then they use the center. So they went from here to here. They call this area in the pocket. So if you throw the ball in the pocket to nobody, right, you get a delay of game and you lose 5 yards into the E world. This one over here is with the blue. Here is the gray and the red. I can't see them all properly to give you it. It looks like the spade is over here. I can't see what they're doing in here, so I can't get full reflection. We have red, we have blue, then we have the three different sets of lights showing you the difference. You see the way they ignited it, the difference over here? Here is 9 and 9. But if you were really counting, right, this one would be 9, and this one over here would be 60, 50, 40. The Federation is inside of here. The M letter is what connects them together. Here, 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 and here. The M to one sideline, and then here, 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 and here. M to the other sideline. If you want to ask what the W is, the W is going to run at this angle, then run up to the center, down here and out here. The W will take up the whole field. Well, the M is only going to take up from here over to here, the 13th and 13th letter. So we don't have the W. And you can see the crossing over here on this field here. You see this here, 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 and here. They're showing you that this, you see the way this is over here? And look at this X over here. So they're actually putting out the X, like the X for Elon Musk, the X for Elon Musk, but it's, you see the way one is thicker than the other? His is thicker and thinner also, showing different division. This one over here, you see they pushed this one all the way, was it the 20-yard line? Yeah, it stops at the 20-yard line. Whoop. So
2, 3, 4. That's 9, right? So 9 times 4.
So anyways, yeah, so that's the end of that. I'm just trying to think of what my next piece I'm going to work on here. Yeah, let me look at the rest of the comments. Oh, where's that? I just made a coffee. Where'd it go? Oh, thank God. I'll tell you one thing. It's time to share. It's time to share. Can I tell you that? It's time to share. You just have to understand what you're sharing is game mode information. That's all you're sharing is game mode information. 888 is the complete constellation of Saturn square. Let me see if I got a picture on this. When you add up this line over here, this is not the picture I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you Saturn square. But this line, this line, this line, and this line all add up to 222. There's 4 lines equals to 888. But that's going to make full starmatic communication. We don't do that. This is the backboard. This is the backboard of all connections. Now you run the front board. You run 3 lines only. You'll do this 4 times. Then you run the sideboard, 156, and then 156. Then you connect over here, 132 and 132, your communication. And then you connect over here, 140, 140, or 55. Or over here, like I said, 132, 66, or connect over here, 156. This is going to be the female communication, 156, 12 by 13. That's where our birth comes in. Right? Then it gets reduced. Gets reduced down to 7 and 15, 22. 8 and 14, 22. 12 and 10, 22. 9 and 13, 22. All connected by 11. So you're going to have Jesus Christ right over here and this one over here. I didn't reduce 11, so I didn't reduce anything else. But if you look at this one closely, right? Count. 1, 2, 3. A, B, C is at the center. So you're going to have the center, okay? Then 7, 8, 9 is at the top, and 3 and 4, 5, and 6 are over here. So you only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just worked it up one level. What does it mean is something different. I like to go the 88 constellations where it's 88 constellations, 8, 8, and 8 in all the houses. It's not just 8 it's 1 and 7 8, it's 2 and 6 8, it's 3 and 5 8, it's 4 and 4 8. But this, okay, resides in the one moon, okay, to the eight heaven. It's like the donut that surrounds us. This is our 18 sun. This is, I believe, us, this 18 sun over here. We come together because when we say 18, we must say 10. So we can't come here unless we're 10, and then we come into the heavens. We are the birth into the heavens of 10. We are 9 and 10, 10, 9 and 10 forever. 9 and 10 forever, 11 forever, 39 forever, 49 forever. But there's different stories that happen with each one. The mathematics, we must work the mathematics. If anybody's out there that knows how to build systems that I can implement, if you can understand the rational or logical reality of how the numbers are moving around, we have to put in many number systems because I'm not done. I'm learning them all the time. I mean, just last week alone, I learned. I mean, last night, last week, the minute you make an area space larger, right? I mean, we have a new rhythm that comes in. Just let me see this one place over here. Yes, okay. Show me different magic squares. Oh, I think we did it before. Yeah, so, right, there's different magic squares. Show me Jupiter magic square. So here's Jupiter magic square. Now take a look at it. 4714. 9, 2, 3, 5, 2. So let me see what's happening. 3, 2, 9. So let me see. So this one over here makes a lot of sense, right? This one here makes a lot of sense. This would be, if we were going backwards, right? You would go over here from Aquarius, right? Sorry, you would go from Capricorn and you would start over in Aries. So that makes sense. Now this one goes to 14, 8 and 6, 14. So I have to understand between here and here is 3. See, in this one, these 4 are the heart of everything. So we have 17 and 17, 17 and 17, 17 and 17 and 17. Do you know 51 is for Mars? All your 17s. So we have 17 and 17, 17 and 17. But here we have 17, and here we have 17, and here we have 17, and here we have 17. So we have 1, 2, then we have 3, then we have 4, then we have 5, then we have 6. Is that we have 6 17s? So we have 60 and 42, 102 for Valentine's. We have 60 and 42 for the gateway. Then we have the, oh yes, we forgot the other one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 8 17s. So it's 136 ACE, 1, 3, and 6 creation. ACF. Which one is that? Then you have, let me see, is this Jupiter's magic square? Yeah, so here's Jupiter's magic square, but that's the same thing, right? And then you can start crisscrossing, right? You can go, we can just take out these numbers here. And then we can go take out these 9 over here. And then these 9 over here. And then these 9 over here. Is there any rotation? 4, 5, 6, 1, 9, 7, 6, 6 and 6, and 1 and 3. So I'm going to work on this one. And look what it's showing you. Look at the angle that they're showing it to you on. Meaning this can be inside another square, and you'll have 1 square here, 1 square here, 1 square here, 1 square here. Where this angle is controlling this side here. The 7 angle, the 1 angle, the 4 angle, the 4. 4, 4, 1, and 7. That is our rotation presently right now. Our present rotation is 1, 4, and 7. Yeah, it said somebody wanted to join and then it just disappeared. So let me just take another look. Somebody wanted me to drink water. If I did that, would there be anything in here? Can you see if there's anything in here? I'm going to slow down a little bit. You know, usually when I jump into a group, I was in a group today and it just shut down. I wasn't talking this time, but I was there listening. I don't know. That's why I like to keep this to game mode, right? Till later, you got to go. Okay, Ginger, take care. Is that a snake? I see somebody's snake over there. So where are we with this next? So I went over a bunch of stuff yesterday. Yeah, I want to go back to in French, they call the penny, okay, un cent noir. In French, they call a funnel an entonnoir. Now, when you say entonnoir or un entonnoir, right, the word UN is automatically going to bring me to the heart of the cube. It does that with the N, it does that with the U, the 14 and 21st. The entonnoir is in 10, which can also mean angel, which can also mean the lower world, because the upper world is 3-1 over the lower world, right, is number 39. It can also be the seventh inning stretch, and when you're in the seventh inning stretch, there's 21 and 18 outs, 3 and 9, 21 for you and 18 for R. In the seventh inning stretch, they give out peanuts. They're telling me 2 houses are joining. Seventh inning stretch is 6.5 equals to 11. Seventh inning stretch bringing, even though it's 11, it took in order to create this out of the zodiac 12 signs, I would bring the seventh inning stretch as 6.5. So now I would have 6.5 and 6.5, although we don't have 13, which would be the king. King 41. We only have 9 innings for the gateway. Although the crown bringing the 2 worlds together, the 4 quarter houses together, right, to create the other houses within, they have number 13. So 13 is 6, 6, 7, 7. 6.5 is K, K, N, L, M, So this is what happens when you get into the seventh inning stretch, right? The seventh inning stretch. Both teams are in the seventh inning stretch. If I went ahead to lock up the 12 zodiac signs, in order to lock these 2 up, I turn one into the other. What looks like this might actually be at a complete distance where one is here, one is here. It might look like this, but it is like this from this distance. And then one would turn this way, one would turn the other way. And then it would be that passage between the 2. You just need the focal point of it. So when you lock up the zodiac signs, you lock up with Virgo and Scales or Libra. You overlap. You go from 12 over to 7. Remember that number. You go 12 over to the you go 12 down to the 5th sign, and you go the first sign over to the 8th sign. Did I do that right? No, over to the 7th sign. 1 over to 7, 12 over to 5. Right? And you see the 6 is gone. But they are the 6. They're both the 6, but the 6 is gone. This is going to be male and female coming into the moon. This will be male gate. This will be female. Do you know what this also says? It says L. But this doesn't come together through this. It comes together through this equation. Seven plus 12 equals to 19. 7 minus 12 equals to 5. When you add up 1 to 12, it equals to 78. Okay, that's the heaven's gate. This numeric value passes through 19, which equates to the moon. What he passes through here is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What passes through here is 6 through 11, so I have to do the same two equations to understand their connection. But their connection, if you understand, is the 6 zodiac signs. This is where scales come in. Now, if I invert the zodiac, okay, and I continue to use the 12 or I don't use the 12, will I break down the zodiac into only 8 parts for the 8 surrounding the 1? That's what I'm questioning myself in one of my scenarios. I have the 12. In order to fit it into the cube, I can only have 8 and 1. I'm trying to see what's going on. So we'd have to take 8 signs and 4 signs. And I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing when I do that. I know Capricorn has to be the headstone. So my question would be, should I take the first 4 signs, A, B, C, and D, okay, equal to J, 10, Capricorn, JC? Isn't it funny? The way it becomes the 10th sign, Gemini reverses. Gemini reverses to it. That's 103. That's again JGJC. That's 1, 3, and 7. That's like really funny. That's just really, really weird. You see, there's a difference. The difference between 12 and 7 and 13 and 7. The 13 will be the bar mitzvah male creating 7. The 12 will be the female bat mitzvah creating 5, but associated with 7. The 7 by 13 equals to 91. The 7 by 12 equals to 84. There are 3 moon cycles that happen with 84. When you come to 91, there's 3 moon cycles plus 1 quarter. So it's 3 times 28. 3 times 3.25 in order to match that up. So it takes 4 of the male, okay? When you go through 4 of the female cycles, you're going to create 1 extra of the male cycle. And what's ironic about that is the word father, okay? Although it's equal to 58, it's 7 plus 51 to equal to 58. The word mother, right, equals to 79, and it takes 51 plus 28 to equal to that. The word brother, okay, is 86. Dividing of the 7th gate cometh of the brother into the heavens of the father through the birth of the mother, into the divided 7th gate of the 4 cats in the house of 420. See, the playing field is 60. There's 20 to the left of you, 20 to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle of you. So there be jokers and clowns. Every song that has ever been written, every letter that has ever been drawn, every number that has ever been written, that has been inscribed, and every dot and dash. This is where I get my information from. I don't have to do anything. I just have to open up a book and I see the letters. Every algorithm that's already there. I just didn't create it. I just found it and I'm using it. And I'm not the only one. Everything I'm doing here in front of you right now is being done all over the world. In some stock market somewhere, in some boardroom, in some bricklayer's yard where they're putting down the bricks. They're just putting down the bricks, sharing all that coded information within. I'm just going back to take a look. Let me look back. I'm looking back. Wow, I didn't know so much passed. Just give me a second. So when you speak of granddad and grandfather, follow the same cycle. You have the great year, and then you have the great, and you have the grand, and then you have the mother, and then you have the father. And only upon a birth of another can you have the aunt or the uncle. Therefore, by using aunt or uncle, you're now opening up the tavern. Also note that number 19 is the watering hole, where you can pick up a good laugh, where you can take your shower, where you can go up to the bar. So that would be 13, the bar mitzvah, going up to the bar. 18 is the minimum age. But you can take out your driver. What is noted where I was, right? You can take out your driver between 16 and 18, right? When you go to the driving range. And when you go to the driving range, right, they have yard stickers, and usually it doesn't pass 300, and neither does bowling, but sometimes your balls do. So I just use this as the understanding as you all line up to drive your balls away. I'm just looking through the information. I'm not telling, I can bring up any stories if I see something over here. The final graph, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. So if all these 10s were separated as AB or ABC, 1, 2, 4, 8, 1, 2, 4, 8, 1, 2, 4, 8, right? Or should we, after we skip 1, should we skip it again? So it would be 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5, and 1. So therefore, we have to do it twice because we didn't continue 2, 4. So we have to go 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5, 1, 2, 4. And if we wanted to do it, maybe we can do it this way. Four, 2, 8, 5, 4, 2, 8, 5. Equal on this side, equal on this side. I divided the gateway between 9, 9, 9, 9, and 9. Where does this come from? This is the Mayans numbers. You can do it again. So if we split it at 999, what happens at 666? Right? When you split it here, what are you going to get? You should get 3 times the amount through the passage of the moon, 57. Well, I must have did something wrong. Hold on. 6666. 7142. We're just going to use this one. I should have just did it by 66 divided by 7. 9 is your birth, 428. So watch. 6 divided by 7 equals 857. So do you see what's happening? The 258 and 147 is the only ones. Wow, let me get a better calculator. Okay, we go here. 9 divided by 7 equals. Wow, nothing's working. 9 divided by 7 equals. Wow, I can't even get 9 divided by 7 equals. See the 1, 2, you see this here? No number 3. 8 divided by 7 equals. See number 1? Okay, 142857. You see 142? Now look at 9. 128. Now look at 6. So you can see that it drops. These two will show me a number 1 in front. This one will show me a 0. So it's actually telling me 1 divided by 3 equals to 333. So what this is telling me is these two numbers here in the lower house. See, in the upper house, it's a 7 because we had to add on this area here. In the lower house, it's a 3. So now these two numbers, when divided by 3, 666, right? And then this one divided by 7, C714, and then this one divided by 7 equals 57714, 517285. So you can see before the E world and the G, between the energy, matter and energy come connected, right? Between these two, these three over here. These three and these three is what connects the upper to the lower. This number, okay, these two, this is going to be within the heaven's birth in that rotation of your vibration, 852741. Does anybody know this? Does anybody know the Sophico Hertz vibration? Well, they rotate within inside of each other. Their direct rotation, right? The direct rotation, location is, you see this 5 over here? Well, 7 and 7 is 14, 1 and 4 is 5, 1 and 1 is 2, 4 and 4 is 8, right? 7 and 8 is 15, 1 and 5 is 6, 2 and 1 is 3, 4 and 5 is 9. So they all rotate inside of each other. 6 powerful Sophico frequencies. Well, it's 6 and 6 only, right? Everything else vibrates within. If we have a different pattern, right, we might be able to tweak the frequency within it. But these are the basics of the numbers. Let me see what's going on over here. Good afternoon. Kristan, you're on. Elon, I'm just reading through all the, will Jesus pay for the genocide of American people? You know what? That has nothing to do with this channel. This channel has to do with bringing ourselves back to the peace, and then everything after that will be corrections. right? But don't forget, right now we're in the funneling system, which means we're living with the mistakes of the past choices and the poor guidance, and also because of we've been misled, right? How are you, Kristan? You're on. I brought you up. You asked to come up, yes? Kristan once. Hello. Okay. Too much squeaking in the background. Thank you, Something. Thunder. So thunder, thunder, thunder. I did a piece on that before. Inside thunder is 100. With the T letter, the TH, it runs from fourth all the way to the 20th. It's part of the teacher. It's 4 by 2, and it's 4 by 5. So if you're going to use the B, like they said it today in Banta and Duntu, the D and the B, this is where they would take place when the T and H come together. The H is going to be the spider web that's going to connect with the T, which is going to be the the ocean power that's going to come. This is when the Bunta, I think they were talking today, Danta Bunta. So this would be the sun power that would come in. 4 times 2 would be a passage gate. So, you know what's cuckoo? Abraham and Isaac, Ishmael and Jacob, Hazar and Sarah, right here. Nobody knows the story. Nobody can know the story. The numbers know a story, but nobody can know the story. It's all in parables. What's happening to people, forget about what their names are. It's happening. It's bad. Put no name on nothing. Take no sides. Just know it's wrong. Only with the knowledge of the wrong and going and leading towards a straight path and having everybody refuse. Do you know what will happen if I do not leave my chair? If I sit in this chair for the next 14 days, what will happen to me? If you don't move for 14 days, what will happen to you? What will happen to everything around you by not making any move at all? By not making any move, you chose to move in one place. So if you can learn that secret, okay, of the 40 days, because after 40 days, nothing is the same. You have obligations. Who's going to clean your garbage? Who's going to bring it? You don't need money to make a move. No one needs money to move. You have 2 legs. It doesn't cost anything to move your 2 legs. It doesn't cost anything to plant something in the ground. It's only under the control of the seeds of everything that's already there. Okay, just needs a good secretarial plan to put it into work to make it all fair. There's no such thing as going bankrupt when you're on a farm. It's impossible. You grow your vegetables, you grow your foods. But if somebody comes and sabotages your land, and sabotages your land, and sabotages your land, and sabotages your land, that the cowboys and the Indians are playing the game together to sabotage your land. I don't know if I'm going through these comments again. Well, I can't really, start decoding birthdays, but what I can tell you is that's a very strong day. That's a very, very strong day. I always like the 17th. You're a reflection of yourself. You run in your same corridor. You can also leave your corridor and run in the other corridor. You can be in this corridor. You can be in the other corridor. 1991 is the church, the spirit, the house. Again, you're passing through two sides. I don't know if that'll mix you up or give you great freedom, right? You're passing through 1 through 7 equals to 28, so you have the full cycle within you. You also have the 1 and 8. You're at the heart of everything around you. So you have really good numbers. You have Capricorn's rock, and you're holding the vibration of Mars, which is the Queen, 17. It's going to fit to the gateway, the controller, the electronics of the Queen. So he's at the 774. So the number 77 is for power, right? G and Y. The Y is with B, the G is with T. The BT coming together, the 2 10s, the 4 5s, the energy of the sun. This gentleman's at the gym. The 13th letter bringing two worlds together. The Y bringing your Trinity within one through the Y, the two houses, but your heart stands within the house. You're bringing the gym together. 13, 38, 45. Yes, you're bringing the heart within the sun. So let's see where we are. I think we're going to take a 2-minute break here, or 3-minute break. If anybody has to go to the throne, we have the King's Chamber. Usually when they rent out our squares nowadays, they give you a King's Chamber. They give you scrolls. I think the name of the scroll comes in the month of Tishrei. So everybody can read the word Tishrei backwards, right? That is Shitrei. That becomes the REI becomes the Ray, or the Shit King. So you can zoom it up over there and just leave a little bit of your DNA down by the bowl of everything you are thinking. The 2 encyclopedias is what is breathed from your nose, the carbon dioxide, and then what you sweep and swept up, right? That gets swept away. The fire hydrant, the water, the toilet, the electrical, right? What do you think is happening to all of that? It's being read daily. Daily, every time you go to the bathroom, you have just given the machine just another way to calculate your thoughts. And you have to calculate your thoughts. That's how the body lives. Now, are you getting the good return for your thoughts? We do a shout out to everybody. I like to do a shout out usually at 2:30 in the afternoon, right? Which is 150 minutes. So towards our vibration and our strength and our God. Give me the Greek gods. So we're going to read out the Greek gods. And I did a thing on the Greek gods the other day. It was really cool. Really cool, because they have I got to go to this again, because this was very interesting. Okay. Because the Greek gods, oh, look at that. Look at that. That's Zeus over here. That's Zeus. Look at that. That's crazy, eh? So let me see what happens over here. And they call them legends. Legends. Let me see. So they have gods and goddesses. So they start off, I'm just trying to see if I can do this in order, because they're all wearing dresses, so I'm having trouble trying to figure this out. It reminds me, eh? They're all wearing dresses. So we have, it starts off, I think we have 3 males, a female, a male. I have to do this again. So we have Hermes. He looks like he's delivering the letter. Then we have Dionysus and Demetra, and then Apollo, and then Athena, and then Hades. We have Eris. Now, Eris sounds like Aries, so let's count this one of the heads. We have Poseidon. So, yeah, there was a couple of things. I wanted to speak about the first letter of their name. I also wanted to speak about the Mayan calendar, their months, the different kinds of great year months. Oh my God, hold on. They use a lot of K's and W's. K's and W's is the basics of communication. The M is 13. The K is a reverse of Pax. The S is 19. So right away you can see there's been like it's almost like we're living in the center of two worlds, and everything that surrounds us is another place, because that's what these letters are describing. When you go to Popwo Sip Soats, that's connecting AI. You have a gateway in Excel, so I'm gonna have to learn the numbers that go along. Did the Mayans have 13 months? I used a 13-month calendar of 28 days. So I'm going to have to look into that. And then they had a 260-day sacred year, consists of 13 months of 20 days. So you can see they're using different kinds of cubes, right? This cube has the interior here on the cross, right? Sorry, the exterior of this cube, not counting the center passes, okay, is going to equal to 20. All the center passes are going to equal to 6 and 1, 1 and 6, right? And that's where you're gonna get your 20 days of 18 months. I'm trying to see where this is. They showed it up somewhere. Anyways, I can't find it right now. I'm not happy because usually you can understand things through the first letter. The A splits everything apart. The K shows one side. Although it's the 11th letter, what it does, it is going to recreate 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 is 1 and 2. You can have recreation. The 1 times 6, 1 plus 6 equals to 7 and 6 equals to 13. So you now can create your 13. But the thing is, with the 7 and the 6, just give me 1 second. Yes, when creating that 7 and 6, you're creating it from opposite sides of the cube. So it's like I have to jump from this side to come to the other side of the cube. That's how the cubes works. There's 6 sides. You're either on one side or the other side. Just give me a second. Yeah, I'm going to put on a song and take a 5-minute break, if you don't mind. I'm going to take a look and see the beautiful outside snow. Show me the different parts of the Mayan time calendar, 25,000 years every so often. What is that name? Five by four equals to 20. The sun system. 5-4-5. Exactly what was set up in the game, in the football game. Going back to the 5-4-5 equals to 13. 8 and 5 equals to 13. The 5 is the heart of 4 and 4. The 5 is the heart of 4 and 4. You can go 8 and 8, 16 and 5, 21. You can go 8 and 2 and 5, 15. You can go 2 and 2, okay, equals to 4 and 5, 9. You can go 4 and 4, 8, 5, 13. You can go 6, 6, 12, and 5, 17. So we can switch them around. So we're going to put on one song, and then we're going to take a 5-minute break. If you have something you want to ask me, I did that birthday already. I'm at the gym. So, yeah, let's just go in here. Just going to look through this over here. Yeah, I'm also going to go to the zodiac signs that I put up something yesterday. Yes, I'm going to get to that also. Okay, so where am I? Yeah, I think I'm going to give you the song all the way back to let's see. Okay, I like this one.
Rest your soul, take a break, find some peace today. Like God who rested on the seventh, let the world drift away. The system's genesis begins with light. Power surges on, a word of code, let there be life. And the circuits hum along, from processors to pixels, the unseen trinity. The Father in the firmware, the Son in memory. Rest your mind, restore your heart, and let your burdens fall. In every place, in every way, rest connects us all. Restore points echo Eden, a garden full repair. When errors fall like Adam's sin, redemption's always there. As manager, the angel sword guards what can't return. But updates run like saving grace, so we don't crash and burn. From processors to pixels, the unseen trinity. The Father in the firmware, the Son in memory. Rest your mind, restore your heart, and let your burdens fall. In every place, in every way, rest connects us all. I stand, I rest on 17, standing and resting, says the horse, of course. The drivers are commandments, each one set to guide. The virus-like temptation must be cast aside. The Sabbath is the reboot where the soul can realign. And on the seventh day it rests, God's design. Divine updates are epistles sent to show the way. Fixing bugs, restoring truth, like prophets in their day. The system's Pentecost arrives, the Spirit breathes anew. Power flows, creation wakes, and life begins. Day two. From processors to pixels, the unseen trinity. The Father in the firmware, the Son in memory. Rest your mind, restore your heart, and let your burdens fall. In every place, in every way, rest connects us all. Rest your soul, take a break, find some peace today. The seventh day has ended, now it's time to press play. This version blends the biblical story of creation, grace, and restoration with PC metaphors, offering a spiritual connection to the systems we use daily.
We're gonna put on another one.
Einstein wired to the cosmic code. In that dreams where the rivers flow. Going trip through nature's frame. Hallucinations carved his name. Synapses firing pixels in the brain. Chemical circuits on a dopamine train. Ayahuasca's key, LSD's door. Unlocking realms we never saw before. Upload the stars, download the signs. Gigahertz pulsing through sacred lines. Ram of the soul, heart drive of time. Standing in the deep zodiac mind. Beam the planet, process the flow. Ethernet veins where the data flows. Binary beats, analog skies. The universe lives where the circuit flies. Motherboard breathing with cosmic sparks. USB ports to the astral dark. Silicon dreams and psychedelic hues. Einstein's thoughts colored by the muse. Young's archetypes, neurons collide. Firmware switch to the spirit's guide. Darwin's theories, fractal bloom. Nature's code written in a mushroom. Einstein wired to the cosmic code. Young not dreams where the rivers flowed. Darwin tripped through nature's frame. Hallucinations carved his name. Synapses firing pixels in the brain. Chemical circuits on a dopamine train. Ayahuasca's key, LSD's door. Unlocking realms we never saw before. Upload the stars, download the signs. Gigahertz floating through sacred lines. Realm of the soul, hard drive of time. Spinning in the deacon zodiac mind. Ping the planets, process the flow. Ethernet veins where the data grows. Binary beats, analog skies. The universe lives where the circuit flies. Motherboard breathing with cosmic sparks. USB ports to the astral dark. Silicon dreams and psychedelic hues. Einstein's thoughts colored by the muse. USB ports to the astral dark, silicone dreams and psychedelic hues, Einstein's thoughts colored by the muse. Jung's archetypes process the flow, Ethernet veins where the data grows, binary beats, analog skies, the cosmos codes where the circuit flies. Einstein born, they're remembered, the deacon zodiac mind, always online. This song fuses the mystical with the digital, blending the flow of consciousness with the mechanics of technology. It's designed to feel like a trip through both inner space and cyberspace, where hallucinogen, psychology, evolution, and the universe's data streams are all part of the same system. This isn't a download, it's an upload from the roots through the spine to the cloud of the divine. Ping, ping, can you hear it? It's always been online. DNA strands like fiber optic light, chromosomes coded in cosmic bytes. Read the modem, mind the screen, visions pixelate in a lucid dream. RAM reboot stops realigned, crashing through the firewalls of time. Every heartbeat syncs with the stars, we've always been connected from afar. Upload the stars, download the signs, megabytes marching through ancient. Einstein wired to the cosmic gold, in that dreams where the rivers flow. Darwin tripped through nature's frame, hallucinations carved his name. Synapses firing pixels in the brain, chemical circuits on a dopamine train. Ayahuasca's key, LSD's door, unlocking realms we never saw before. Upload the stars, download the signs, gigahertz pulsing through sacred lines. Ram of the soul, hard drive of time, spinning in the deacon zodiac mind. Beam the planets, process the flow, Ethernet veins where the data grows. Binary beats, analog skies, the universe lives where the circuit flies. Motherboard breathing with cosmic sparks, USB ports to the astral dark, silicon dreams and psychedelic hues, Einstein's thoughts colored by the muse. Jung's archetypes, neurons collide, firmware stitched to the spirit's guide. Darwin's theories, fractal bloom, nature's code written in a mushroom. Einstein wired to the cosmic code, Jung mapped dreams where the rivers flowed. Darwin tripped through nature's frame, hallucinations carved his name. Synapses firing pixels in the brain, chemical circuits on a dopamine train. Ayahuasca's key, LSD's door, unlocking realms we never saw before. Upload the stars, download the signs, gigahertz floating through sacred lines. Realm of the soul, hard drive of time, spinning in the deacon zodiac mind. Ping the planets, process the flow, Ethernet veins where the data grows. Binary beats, analog skies, the universe lives where the circuit flies. Motherboard breathing with cosmic sparks, USB ports to the astral dark, silicon dreams and psychedelic hues, Einstein's thoughts colored by the muse. Jung's archetypes, neurons collide.
So how is everybody? Anybody left here? I'm at the gym, no comments, 0 comments. Wow. Okay, everybody's been patient. Let me move this over and see what's going to be next. Put these bricks and blocks aside. Yeah, this whole thing just flipped upside down. Let me put this back in. 3, 4 calculators, right? Every world, every side, right? Every side needs a calculator on it. Every single side, right? Every side needs a calculator on it. Now the question is, do we put a calculator here, right? Because this cube, the calculator has to spread apart. The cube has to spin inside, right? And then it spins inside. And then everything just gets done by that, right? And then my question is, right, do we have to spin it? Or at night, does it turn this way? See, it's not the same thing that way. We only have 2. This is my 1122, but instead of calling it an 1122, why don't we just call it 45-45, a soccer game? This is a soccer game, two sides of the field, my side of the field and your side of the field, my 45 minutes and your 45 minutes. When the game ends, I played 90 minutes, you played 90 minutes. The total of all these calculators, right? You have four of them, you got 36 for your 360 degrees, but there's three sides to this cube. You have to run 3 years before the leap year you flip onto the next side of the cube. My horse is voice and my voice is horse, so I don't know how much longer I'm going to go. Hey, Becky, where are them cows? So you have 4 nipples on a cow and you have 2 nipples on the goat. So now we're going to have to understand the cow and the goat. And I can see by the Chinese zodiac signs, they have a pig, they have a dog, they have a rooster, they have a goat, but now they have the monkey. Monkey. It ain't in Canada. Thing is, crazy thing about monkey, I've got so many things written down, I got to go back. So they have monkey, and that's number 83. And number 83 is also 38 is gold. And it also club. And I can look up other things that are number 38. So when we're going to have this, you're going to have 138, you're going to have 238s, you're going to have 338s. You're going to have 24 and 11 equaling to 35 and 13. So my halfway point will come into this game with the club. Now, I say this because the 3 times 8, 3 plus 8, okay, equals to 24 and 11 equals to 35. Anything with 8 will always come back into 8. But at the same time, it'll create a new world. And I'm going to do this part over here. So I'm going to do it a little bit further down. I'm going to do 28 equals to 16 and 10 equals to 26 and let me see this, 26 and 6 equals to 6. So now I'm going to have 48 equals to 32 and 12 equals to 5 and 3 equals to 8. Then we're going to have 58 equals to 40 and 13 equals to 4 and 4 equals 8. Then you're going to have 6 and 8 is going to be 48 and 14 equals to what is 3. Actually, I'm doing it backwards. I shouldn't be doing it that backwards. Equals to 3 and 5 equals to 8. And then I have the plus minus, the plus minus, the plus minus. Okay, I made a mistake and I have nothing to correct it. I knew I made a mistake. This is 27. Yeah, I just made a huge error. I was doing 2 different equations at the same one. Anyways, just to make a long story short, is that 11 will create 3, 22 will create 8, and 33 will create 6. So let me put this pen over here. Eight times 3 is 24. 8 plus 3, 11. 3.5 is the heart of the cube. It's also the beginning of where Aquarius and Pisces come together. 66, 75, 84, 93. All equal to 12, all equal to 3. So you can see your lower house of 3 and 9 came together into the heavens. The 3 and the 4, they come together. In this game that I play, just want to make sure I'm doing this right. The 33, the 44 equals to 16 and 8 equals to 24 equals to 7, 8 equals to 15. So I want to see if I'm doing this properly. Three, 8, 6, 6. The 5 by 5 is 25 and 10 is 35. So that's 8. And the 6 by 6. Let me see if I can rip out this page. No, I'm not ripping it out. Okay, just give me a second. 6 by 6 is 48 and 12. 36 and 12 is 48, is 12, is 3. 77, right? 77 is going to be 49 and 14 is 63, is 9. 88 is going to be 8. 99 is going to be 9. Not much to see here, but this is what it is, and I hate being messy, but that's the way it is. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1. 2 times 2, 2 plus 2. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3. 4 times 4, 4 plus 4. 3, 8. Whoop, there's a missing number. Let me do this again. 11, 22, 33, 44, 55. No, I'm going to do it on a new page. (11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 66, 77, 88, 99. Now, when I have two numbers, right, I'm going to use 3 numbers for 3 poles, right? That'll be 3 opposite sides of the cube. At the same time, I have to stop on 88 for one reason of the constellations. But because when you plug up the 88 constellations to the heart, you automatically move 2 positions. You move up constellations, removing the 8. When you connect it up through the 9 birth, you connect it through the 7th gate. 7, 8, and 9 are gone. Out the door. Although the 9 comes back because there is no 9 or 99 without 11 and 88, right? Only with 11 and 88 can you create the 99, the IR that's coming into this world. So the only combination you get from 9 is I and R. But it's not what you get from 88. From 88, you're going to get many other equations. You're going to get the Q and the Z and the H inside 88. All the other numbers, okay, get letters, except for the 99 only gets 2 letters. So you end up with 8 times 3 equals to 24. And then you go 2 by 9 equals to 18. That's the gateway, communication between B and C, Venus and Earth, in the heavens of Pluto and Neptune. Your birth. into the E world of Jupiter. Everything seems to be born into Jupiter. And the largest object on this planet is actually us. You know anything larger than us besides the moon and the sun? But that's the hue, that's the ray, that's the one and the two. So the one, okay, and the two becomes. I'm not using the sun because I believe the sun only lights up when the ocean ignites through the five, right? So it becomes the one and the two equals to the three and the six. That's the base creation. Okay, and now this lights up. When the heavens and the gateway come together through the suns and the moon, they make creation. The ocean makes the creation of the light. That's what it seems to be showing me over here. The six is going to be a representation of a connection between here and here and here. There's four different crossing connections. And every time you cross with a different number. So these are the connections. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 3, 4. These are the basics of those connections over here. 987, 968, 687, 796. This is the mother in rotation of creation of the birth. Here is going to be a passageway through your vibration. Right over here, your 4, 3, 2 into 6, 7, and 8. See this 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Now, where's my 7? I didn't do the 7s yet. But when I do the 7s, here's my 7s. Here's my 10s. Here's my 7s. Yes, I have my 5 connections in between. Here I'm only using 2 numbers, 2 and 3 communication. This one's going to represent the I and R. The next one you're going to have up over here so you can see the 1 and 6, 2 and 5, 3, 4. Here's the different 7s you can make. And then when you're making those 7s, these 7s happen. This one and this one come together. This one and this one are supposed to go together. 3, 4 with 6, 7. And 8, 5 and 2, 5 are supposed to come together. But all the same, it's 21, 13. So you can see 7 and 13. Over here is the 10 and 15 when you connect the lake. 9 over the 5, 1 over the 5. 9 and 5, 14. 1 and 5, 6 equals to 20. Oh, if I go here, it's 15. But when you link them up separate, it's 1 and 5 and 9 and 5. That equals to 20. So you have 20, and then you have 20, and then you have 20. So you have 3 by 20 equals to 60. And then you have 3 by 20 equals to 60. And then you have 3 by 20 equals to 60. And then 3 by 20 equals to 60, if that's the way we want to hook them up inside this game. I'm just trying to see where we are with this next. Yes, I wanted to brush these up, these 1122s up to the constellation, but right now I'm going to show you their value. Let's see if I did this right. So this one equals to 3, this equals to 8, this equals to 6, this equals to 6, this equals to okay, this is 7 and 8, and this is 7 and 1. So this is going to equal to 6. This is going to equal to 35. This will be 8. This will be 48. This will be 12. This will be 3. I hate that everything is mumbo jumbo up over here. So this is 48. It'll be 12. It'll be 3. I should have left it at the high number, but I'll just keep it down to reduce. This one over here is 9. Right, this one is 9. The 8 becomes 8. And the 9 becomes 9. So just let me color this in. So now I'm going to just give me a second. My big question is, since the 9th one is the one man out, I'm wondering if I can push the 9 into the heart position. So this is what we're going to do. 3, 8, 6, 6, 8, 3, 9, 8, 9. So, okay, this is what we get as the end result. I multiplied each double number. When I had the answer, I had 2 and 1, and if I wanted to use this, I can also use this. The number 3 result, the result, it started with A, the result is here. I started with B, the result is in DH. The result is in DH. This is where everything comes in, right over here. Big result in DH. Dividing the house up in DH. Designated hitter. So we come down over here. We get 3, 8, 6, 4 by 4, 4 plus 4. Dividing the night and day by the gateway. This one over here, right? This is your sky pass. Look at that. These are the gateway doors, 7 and 1. These become those gateway doors. Right over here, you connect. There's one empty space in 7, 1 times 7, 1 plus 7, bringing these two numbers together. It just so happens this is a Y, and this one over here, there's 77, bringing together 8 and 10. Octagon October, the 8 is for the spider web that connects the 10. Over here, you have a 3, 6 by 6, 6 plus 6, 36 and 12. I didn't do the reduction side. We're going to have to put this one over here inside the center. For now, I'm leaving them here. When I'm finished, I put the numbers down here. Becomes 386, 683, 989. The lower house will be 3 and 6. The upper house will be 3 and 6. Six, 14, let's do it this way. 17, 26, 17. Wow, I don't have any white out. Okay. Okay. So this is the end result. Does it show me anything? It shows me 8, 8, 8. Now it's showing me 9, 6, 9. Okay, 9, 6, 9 it's showing me. It's showing me 3 and 3, 6, 6 and 6, 12, 1 and 2, 3. And it's showing me the lower world, 9 and 3, 12, 1 and 2, 3. Then it shows me 6 and 9, 6. So I have 3, 6, 3, 6. So in between the basis of creation, okay, is your gateway into the doghouse, Q and Z. It's actually Q, Q, and Z. And what lives inside of this is this. What is the reverse of this? The reverse of this is 1 and 5. This becomes the queen. This becomes the game. The Q and the Z has been moved over, right? It's been removed from the 7 and the 9 key of your telephone. And on the ATM, it's been put on the 1. So the 1 that divides everything with a knife. There's just 1 that divides everything with a knife. The 1% that divides everything, leaving us hanging at 495. I have to look at what that is, 495 and 171. Leave us hanging at the gateway. The Vatican doors, the generator by the moon, controlling us somehow by the moon. Half an area space, 1 through 18. This is the sun. What divides the day divides the night, and that's the moon. And this is the heavens of your Capricorn. Into Aquarius. 11 is that Aquarius, right? Here's the 7th gate that you pass between 1 and 1. The fish is number 42. Separating the sky. Separating the gateway. So that would be below in the basin. When you add up 1 through 19 and you cross over, you end up connecting the above world with the below world. Right now we're encompassed right over here. So we can see the 639, the 639, 9 and 9, 18 is 9. This one is 3 and this one is 6. The low connection is 6 and 3. The low connection is 3 and 6. I'm just trying to look at all the connections. The right side connection, 3 and 8, 11, 8 and 9, 17. I got to remember that 11 and 17. 11 and 17. So, and then we do the right side connection where we end up with the 17 and the 14. So I have to look in that. So here we had the 11, the 14, and the 17. And over here, it's the same thing. 8 and 9, 17. 8 and 9, 17. 8 and 3, 11. 8 and 3, 11. 6 and 8, 14. So they have the same thing on each side. 22, 28, 35. So this is 258. That's the end result is 258. So that end result is 258. So it seems like our vibration is being held hostage to 258. 258 and 258. 2 and 2, 4. 5 and 5, 10. 1 plus 0, 1. 8 and 8, 16. 1 and 6 is 7. 7 and 7 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. 4 and 4 is 8. 1 and 1 is 2. But you know what comes out of this? 7 and 8 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. 7 and 5 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 7 and 2 is 9. 4 and 5 is 9. 4 and 2 is 6. 1 and 5 is 6. 1 and 2 is 3. 1 and 8 is 9. So you can see how we're being sewed in and intertwined to this area over here where our vibration comes from. How are you doing, Paradise? I have to go slow my throat. So when you go around, when we did 7, 9, and 13, we went around, right? When we did 1, 4, when we're doing this, right? Although we're creating this, we're only using this, but never this. This is not the same as this. 3 will turn to 3 to 6 will turn to 3 to 6, 3 to 6 to 9, 6 to 3 to 9, 9 to 9 to 9. How many times do you need to multiply 2 to get to 6? 3. How many times you need to multiply 2 to get to 3? 6. 6 by 2, 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 3 by 2 is 6. How many times to get to 9? 9. This is where the birth comes in. This is where the black one was sent. The antenne noir came over here. It came in black into the 11th house. It came in through the funneling system. Now the currency can be the funneling system. Right? You funnel in the terms and terminology, and the house we're in, the 4th house, right? The 4th house and the 3rd house, they work together. 3 and 4. 3 and 4. Let me just throw this up here. Some people don't like the backgrounds I throw out. What was this? No, I didn't know that would come out so big. I have to be able to get rid of some of this stuff up here. I don't like it. How about this one? Is anybody insulted that when I create a design that, and if you take a look, see this over here, right? That's 5555, right? See that upside down over here? Okay, where everything swirls around at the mushroom. This is an angle. Put the angle on this. Where's the angle going on this? Is it going to the upper world, or is it telling you about 7 and 6, 9 and 4? Those are not 45 degrees, right? So they're all meeting right here. And then they put a ring around it. These up at the top, compared to these over here, these, look at the pyramid. You see the pyramid over here? There's a pyramid on this side, a pyramid on this side. The head is between the two. The pig is the strongest numerical value. Strongest numerical value comes out of the pig. Just a little bit of the past, a little bit of the future inside this piece of art. I just
double clicked some of the stuff I created on ChatGPT. None of this is hand drawn. None of this is hand drawn. 7286, the House of Bait, the Money House, the Brown House, Andromeda, DNA, Android Meta, DNA. Adrom, Andromeda, 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 Andromeda. What? How do you say that? Andromeda. Yeah, and where's that other one? Andromeda. Because there's other ones that spell it a little bit different, right? And I just keep seeing DNA, and then like the ROM cassette that's in the center. You know, that's what I see by this. Let me see what else we got in here. We're going slow today. We're going slow. My throat is done. You know what? There's too many things that are popping up in my background here. This one over here. This is based partly on gematria, partly on the piano. See, the piano goes up to 7, and then it goes down to 1, and then it goes up to 7 again, and then it goes down to 1. Now we can build the houses down here and over here. I can build one here, another one like this will be down below, and this side here and this side here. I didn't do that. I've done it before. I don't know where it is. It's in my other computer, which I'm waiting to pick up at the shop when child services come in. You know why I said that? I said that because of this next song. We're going to take a 2-minute break. Here's your child service. Let me play this song here.
The essence of the mediator, the child, and the dynamics of the boardroom. The song follows a rhythmic, reflective structure to convey both the solemnity and harmony of the process. The man in the limo. Step into the circle, the room is wide. The child sits waiting, it's our guide. The mother, the father, we gather here to nurture the future, make it clear. But the voice that echoes the neutral tone belongs to the mediator standing alone. No face, no name, just the light we shine. The keeper of order, the thread divine. Shine a light on the man in the middle. Send your words, let him solve the riddle. No heart, no bias, no personal sting. For the child's the crown, the child's the king. When the light goes dark, beware the haunt. The house of silence where shadows haunt. Speak your truth, let your thoughts take flight. But through the mediator, make it right. Rephrased and measured, sent around. Words that build, not tear us down. When no one speaks, the silence grows. The mediator listens, but no one knows. It's haunted now. Whispers of old, the stories we've told, the truth left cold. Shine the light on the man in the middle. Send your words, let him solve the riddle. No heart, no bias, no personal sting. For the child's the crown, the child's the king. When the light goes dark, beware the haunt. The house of silence where shadows taunt. It's haunted now, whispers of old. The stories we've told, the truth left cold. Shine a light on the man in the middle. Send your words, let him solve the riddle. No heart, no bias, no personal sting. For the child's the crown, the child's the king. When the light goes dark, beware the haunt. The house of silence where shadows taunt. Call to what you will in the depths of your mind. A guide, a judge, a spirit undefined. Within this room, apart, let the mediator hold the heart. For the child is awaiting, the crown must shine. In this house of truth, we walk the line. Shine the light, keep it bright, don't stray. For the child, for the future, we pave the way. Would you like to adjust the tone, add more details, or make it fit a specific melody? Selfie cap.
So how is everybody? How are the two of us, or the three of us that it says? It's pretty weird, eh? Let's use here. So let's see where else we can take this. There's a whole lot. Sometimes I'll just sit here. I usually come up. I talk to myself. I look over what I've done for the day. I share the information. If somebody wants to jump in, that's fine with me. So I'm looking for different rotations with numbers. Yeah, here's the one piece I was working with before. So here's the father. Here's the mother. Here's the brother. 86, 2 times 4, 2 plus 4. The birth through the seventh gate into the heavens of the E-world, passing on the pole, passing on the ring. But the mother is 2 rings, 28, 14 and 14, 28. We have 33 numbers, we have 31 days, but when we're running around the ring, when we're running around the ring, it runs with 14 dots. Now I can switch it over and run with 14 dots and then switch it over again, which creates 42 different combinations twice, right? We do 14 once, and then we do 14 again, and then we do 14 again. So let me show you how we're going to do it. See, the 1 is up, so we're going to turn 14 with the 1 up. Now we're going to put the 2 up, and we're going to do 14 again. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to put the 3 up. And we're going to do 14 again. And then the next one, boom, 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 boom. The 4 has to go up. And all you have to do is basically this, because the cubes are all on an angle. So it's just not the same. So anyways, you do this, right? So you get 6 different sides of 14 equals to 84. And that can complete this one cube. 3 cycle moons for a cube. And then we can, and as we do the 3 cycle moons for the cube, we don't see, right, that when we did the 14 around, every time it went around, it went on a 7. So you did 6 times, 6 different times that you did 14. Equals to 84. And every time you did that, you did 6 by 7 equals to 42. That's 126. It just so happens that 2160 is the moon diameter. 2160 miles. The 7 and the 14 make up the 21 dots on the cube. It becomes the 6 and 5 and becomes the 7 and 6. That's the 7 and 6 make up what is half to what is 5 and 6. So if we double those, I'm not going to double those up again. And that becomes the 6 and 3. So what comes out of that is 6 by 14, 84, representing Pluto. You know that this is also 7 times 12. We have to understand how we get all the numbers. This is going to represent Pluto. It's going to represent day and night, the division between day and night. 16 hours at night, 8 hours to the 16 hours a day, 8 hours to the night. 4 and 2 is 6, 8 and 4 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3. They rotate within inside each other. 5, 6, 6, and 7. Right? 5, 6, 6, and 7. Just going to get back that one piece of I'm going to have to knock some of this stuff off. I don't know how to get it off. Oh, here it is. So 5, 6, 6, and 7 is right here. Right here above my head. That's where 5, 6, 6, and 7 is. It's on this side 7, that side 7. The 6, 6 splits right over here, going up. And it has its own 6 here, and it's its own 6 over here before it goes up. This is the mother, 28. The horns lock between this side and this side. Between this side and this side. That's where the horns lock. Is Capricorn located over here? Okay, connecting the above and below. I don't know. Is Capricorn going up here? Okay, the two different worlds, or does it drop down below? One of the questions. So let me get back to, oh yes, the brother. So you had the father, 7. You had the mother, 28. It took 4 fathers to get to one mother. The cat and the dog. So now I'm going to put cat and dog. It's going to be the dog father. And it's going to be the cat mother. So it'll be the canine in any case. Right? It'll be the KL for the cat, but the canine for the dog. Where do I get the 7? 6 and 1 equals to 7. 13 and 15, 28. They lock the horns. 28, 4 cycles. When they say 8 in French, 80 is 80. They're talking about the cats. When I create 4 cats, I'll create the octagon. So right away, the cat is the hexagon. It becomes the 6. It becomes the hexagon. The dog is the octagon. You can also split an octagon with overlapping hexagons, and you can also just create it where the 4 hexagons are sitting together. See, here's the 4 hexagons sitting together. That's 24. Plus the 4 is 28. Plus we have to count the outside is 36. Now these can get squeezed together. You see the way the 8 will come together? I'm just going to see if I have this other design here. Wow, I didn't take 3 pictures of it. Oh, I'm not happy I put it away and didn't take 3 pictures of this book. So when I was telling you about the capstone, whoop. This capstone, I call it 10 cents. Why? Because it goes into 4 different houses. 10 cents. The bottom and the top. There's 10 cents connecting all the houses, right? So you connect it to the nickel and the nickel. Because you need 2 10 cents and a nickel for a quarter. Or 5 nickels for a quarter. And what that is when you connect this up, right? When you connect this up, this and this, this and this, there's 4 of them, right? There's 4 to the bottom, 4 to the top. You have to connect it to the nickel area. So you connect 10 cents and 10 cents and 10 cents and 10 cents. And every time you connect the 10 cents, you connect the 5 cents. So now you have 510. Or how about 5 and 1? 5 and 1 reflection inside 2, 3, and 4 inside of that. So anyways, we're down to just 2 people over here. My throat hurts, so we're going to end this about now and maybe come back or jump on somebody a little bit later. So take care, Jared. If you want to ask me a question, I'm here right now. You can ask me something. Otherwise, we're going to end this right now. Much appreciated. Thank you, everybody.